Mina lived in a small, quiet neighborhood with her mother, Lila. Their home was simple, with a tiny kitchen, one living room, and 2 small bedrooms. Lila worked as a maid, cleaning houses and offices for others. Every day she returned home tired, but always with a smile for her daughter. Mina, unlike other children her age, was curious about everything. She loved numbers, puzzles, and questions that made adults stop and think. From a very young age, Mina showed signs of extraordinary intelligence. At 5, she could solve simple math problems faster than her teachers. By 8, she had read several books meant for teenagers. She did not like showing off her skills. She preferred to quietly understand things on her own. Lila noticed Mina's talent and encouraged her gently, saying, "Your mind is special. Mina, use it well." Mina nodded, always thinking, always planning. Even though their life was modest, Mina found joy in small things. She loved watching the sunlight through the window, drawing patterns with colored pencils, and helping her mother cook. She would often combine her love for numbers with everyday life. For example, she counted the exact number of steps it took to go from her home to the nearby market, or calculated how long it would take her mother to clean 3 houses if she worked at a faster pace. Her mother never stopped admiring her daughter's mind. One afternoon, as Mina helped Lila carry laundry back from an office building, she noticed a flyer on the table in the reception area. It had big letters that read, "Company seeks solutions to a $100 million problem." Mina picked it up and studied it carefully. She could not understand all the words, but the numbers and descriptions immediately caught her attention. Her mind began to think faster than usual. "What is this, Mama?" Mina asked when they returned home. She showed Lila the paper. Lila took one look and said, "That is for Mr. Benson. He is the owner of the company I clean for. They are losing a lot of money." "But Mina, that is for very smart adults, not for children." Mina smiled softly. "I know, Mama, but I want to try." Over the next few days, Mina worked quietly at her small wooden table. She drew charts, made lists, and tried to understand the problem described in the flyer. The problem was complicated, and adults had been working on it for months without success. It was about improving a system in the company that controlled thousands of orders and payments. Mistakes in the system had cost millions every month. Mina, with her sharp mind, started thinking differently. She looked for patterns that no one else seemed to notice. Mina did not tell anyone about her work. She wanted to understand it fully before showing her ideas. She spent hours each evening writing down notes, testing different methods, and imagining solutions in her mind. Sometimes she would get frustrated, but then she would breathe deeply and start again. Her determination was stronger than any challenge. One morning, Lila noticed Mina had not slept much. Her eyes were tired, but her excitement was visible. "Mama, I think I am close," Mina said quietly. "I almost understand how to fix it." Lila felt a mix of worry and pride. She gently placed her hand on Mina's shoulder. "Take your time, Mina, you are already amazing." "Don't rush," Mina nodded. She knew this was not just a game. If she could solve this problem, it would not only impress Mr. Benson but also help people who had been struggling because of the company's mistakes. It was a big responsibility, but Mina felt ready. Her mind was sharp, her heart was kind, and her courage was strong. As the sun set that evening, Mina looked at her notes and smiled. She had seen the problem from every angle, and she felt a spark of hope. Something inside her said, "I can do this." The extraordinary girl who lived a simple life with her mother was about to take the first step toward an incredible journey. Her intelligence, determination, and curiosity were about to change everything. Mina could not stop thinking about the $100 million problem. Each morning she woke up early, excited to work on it before anyone else started their day. She spread her notes across the small wooden table in the kitchen and stared at the numbers, charts, and diagrams she had drawn. Every detail mattered, and Mina wanted to make sure she did not miss a single one. Her mother, Lila, noticed her daughter's focus. She admired Mina's dedication, but also worried that she might tire herself out. "Mina," Lila said gently, "remember to eat something. You cannot think clearly if your stomach is empty." Mina smiled and nodded. "I will, Mama. I just want to finish this part." She quickly grabbed a piece of bread and some fruit and continued working. The problem at Mr. Benson's company was very complicated. Orders were being mixed up, payments were delayed, and customers were unhappy. Adults had tried many methods to fix it, but nothing worked. Mina looked at it differently. She began by asking simple questions. Why did mistakes happen? Which part of the system caused most errors? Could the process be simplified? She wrote down every question and tried to answer it one by one. She drew small diagrams showing how orders moved from one place to another. Then she noticed a pattern. A small part of the system seemed to cause most of the errors. It was not obvious to others, but Mina's careful observation revealed it. Her heart raced with excitement. She had found a clue that no one else had seen. For days, Mina worked on this clue. She tested different ideas in her notebook. She imagined what would happen if she changed certain steps, simplified the process, or added a small check to prevent mistakes. She calculated the results carefully, checking every number twice. Mina's mind was sharp and fast, and she could see solutions forming clearly in her imagination. One afternoon, while Lila was preparing lunch, Mina spoke quickly. "Mama, I think I know how to fix the problem." It is a small change, but it can stop almost all the mistakes. Lila looked at her daughter in surprise. "Mina, are you sure? This is a very big problem. Many smart adults tried and failed." "I am sure, Mama," Mina said confidently. "I will make a plan and show it to Mr. Benson." Lila felt both nervous and proud. She knew Mina was young, but she had seen her intelligence and determination. "If you want to, I will help you present it," Lila said softly. Mina nodded. Over the next few days, she prepared her plan carefully. She wrote clear notes, drew diagrams, and practiced explaining it in simple words. She wanted Mr. Benson to understand exactly what she had discovered. Mina also practiced how to stay calm and confident while speaking. She knew this was important because adults often doubted young children. Finally, the day came to present her idea. Lila walked with Mina to the office. The building was tall and shiny, and Mina felt a little nervous. But she remembered all the work she had done and took a deep breath. She was ready. In Mr. Benson's office, several managers were already waiting. They looked at Mina and smiled politely, expecting a small, shy child. Mina smiled back, feeling confident inside. She began explaining her idea clearly, showing diagrams and describing the small change she had discovered. She spoke slowly and carefully, making sure everyone understood. At first, the managers whispered to each other. They could not believe that such a young girl had understood a problem that had troubled their company for months. Mina continued, showing step by step how her solution would stop errors, save money, and make customers happier. Mr. Benson, a serious man who had seen many business experts, listened quietly. He was impressed by Mina's clear thinking, her confidence, and the accuracy of her solution. He asked a few questions, and Mina answered each one without hesitation. The managers looked amazed, whispering again among themselves. By the end of the meeting, Mr. Benson smiled. "Mina, your idea is incredible. This could really work. I never expected this from someone your age." Mina felt proud but remained calm. She knew the real work would come next, testing her idea in the company system. As they left the office, Lila hugged her daughter. "Mina, I'm so proud of you." "You did something amazing," Mina smiled quietly. "Mama, this is only the beginning. I want to see it work in real life." That evening, Mina went back to her small table at home. She reviewed her notes once more, preparing for the next step. Her mind was full of excitement and curiosity. She had found a solution, but the real challenge, making it work, was still ahead. Mina was ready for it. The extraordinary girl who had always been quiet and curious had made her first breakthrough. Her intelligence had shocked the adults, and the company's future was about to change because of her. After the meeting, Mina could hardly sleep. Her mind was buzzing with thoughts about the solution she had shared with Mr. Benson. She had explained every detail, drawn every diagram, and answered every question. But now came the real test. Could her idea really work in the company's system? The next morning, Mina and Lila returned to Mr. Benson's office. The CEO greeted them warmly. "Mina, we are ready to try your solution," he said. "We will assign a team to implement it. I want you to watch closely and guide them if needed." Mina's eyes lit up. She had never worked directly with adults on such a large project before. She knew it would be challenging, but she felt prepared. Lila squeezed her hand and said, "Remember, Mina, stay calm. You have done everything you can." The team of managers led Mina to a large room filled with computers. Each screen displayed parts of the company system. Mina observed carefully, checking how the system processed orders and payments. She noticed some errors that she had predicted. Her heart raced with excitement. This was her chance to see if her idea really worked. Mina began giving instructions. First, check this part of the process, she said, pointing to a section on the screen. Then add this step here to prevent mistakes. Finally, make sure the system double-checks all the orders before confirming them. The managers followed her guidance, impressed by her clarity and confidence. Hours passed, and Mina did not stop. She moved from one computer to another, explaining each step and watching as the team made changes. Occasionally, a manager asked a question and Mina answered with a simple explanation. Her calm voice and careful instructions made everyone feel confident in her solution. As the day went on, the system began to run more smoothly. Errors decreased, and orders moved correctly from one department to another. The team checked every calculation, and to their surprise, the results were better than expected. Mina had predicted each change, and it worked exactly as she had imagined. Mr. Benson came into the room to see the progress. He watched the screens closely, following Mina's instructions. When he saw the results, his eyes widened in amazement. "This is incredible," he said softly. "The errors have almost disappeared." "Mina, you have done something no one thought possible." The managers looked at each other in disbelief. They had spent months trying to solve this problem, and now a young girl had fixed it in just a few days. Mina smiled quietly. She did not feel proud because of attention, but because her hard work had made a real difference. By the evening, the team had finished implementing Mina's solution. They ran the system multiple times to confirm everything was correct. Each test showed the same results. The errors were gone, the orders processed perfectly, and the system was now more efficient. The $100 million problem had finally been solved. Lila hugged Mina tightly. "My brave, smart girl," she said. "You have changed everything today." Mina smiled and hugged her mother back. "Mama, it feels amazing to see it work. I want to help even more." Mr. Benson called a meeting with the whole company to announce the success. Mina attended quietly, sitting beside Lila. Employees whispered and stared at her in surprise. Many had not expected a child to solve a problem that had troubled the company for so long. When Mr. Benson explained how Mina's idea had fixed the system, the room filled with applause. Mina's eyes sparkled, but she remained humble. She had always believed in thinking carefully, observing closely, and trying her best. Today, those qualities had made her a part of something much bigger than she had ever imagined. That night, as Mina returned home, she felt happy, but also thoughtful. She knew solving the problem was only the beginning. Many other challenges in life were waiting to be solved, and she wanted to keep learning and helping. Lila watched her daughter with pride and hope. The extraordinary girl who once quietly solved puzzles in her small kitchen had now solved a $100 million problem. Her intelligence and determination had stunned adults, and the world had begun to notice her incredible talent. After the successful implementation of Mina's solution, news about her achievement spread quickly. Mr. Benson, impressed by her intelligence and calm confidence, wanted to share her story with the company and the public. He arranged a special meeting in the company hall and invited employees, managers, and a few business reporters. Mina felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. She had solved the $100 million problem, but now everyone wanted to meet her. Lila held her hand as they walked into the hall. The room was filled with people, some whispering and some staring in amazement. Mina noticed the cameras and the bright lights, but she stayed calm. She remembered her mother's words. "Stay confident, Mina, you are ready for this." Mr. Benson began the meeting by telling everyone about the company's long struggle with the problem. He explained that many experts had tried and failed. Then he smiled at Mina and said, "But one young girl, barely 12 years old, found the solution no one else could. Her intelligence and careful thinking have saved the company millions of dollars." The room erupted in applause. Mina felt shy but proud. She quietly stood beside her mother, who beamed with pride. People came forward to shake her hand, congratulate her, and ask questions. Mina answered politely, explaining her idea in simple words. She did not boast. She just spoke clearly, showing how careful observation and thinking could solve even the most difficult problems. After the meeting, reporters asked to interview her. Mina agreed. She explained that anyone could solve problems if they observed carefully, asked questions, and tried different ideas. "It is not about being the smartest," she said. "It is about paying attention, thinking clearly, and never giving up." Her words impressed everyone. Many adults were amazed that a young girl could speak so wisely and confidently. Soon, the story of Mina's success reached local newspapers and online news platforms. Headlines praised the girl with extraordinary intelligence. People were inspired by her story, not just because she solved a big problem, but because she had done it with patience, kindness, and humility. Despite all the attention, Mina stayed the same. She continued helping her mother, reading books and solving small puzzles at home.
She did not let fame change her.
She knew that learning and helping others were more important than recognition. However, new opportunities started to appear. Mr. Benson invited her to attend a workshop for young innovators, where she could learn from scientists, engineers, and business experts. Mina was excited. She loved learning, and this was a chance to understand even more about the world. Before attending, Mina spent time preparing. She wanted to understand the topics in the workshop and be ready to contribute her ideas. Lila supported her fully, proud that her daughter was about to meet people who shared her curiosity and passion for solving problems. When Mina arrived at the workshop, she was surrounded by other young talents and experienced mentors. Everyone admired her achievement, but they also treated her as an equal. Mina shared her ideas, listened carefully to others, and learned new ways to solve problems. Her confidence grew, and she began to understand that intelligence was not just about knowing things. It was about thinking differently and working together. During one session, a mentor asked her a difficult question about how her approach could be applied to other problems. Mina thought carefully and explained her method step by step. The mentor smiled and said, "You have a rare mind, Mina. Keep thinking, keep learning, and you will do great things." By the end of the workshop, Mina had made new friends, learned new skills, and gained inspiration for the future. She realized that her journey was only beginning. Solving the $100 million problem had shown her what she could do, but there were many challenges ahead that she wanted to explore. That evening, she returned home with Lila. Sitting at their small kitchen table, Mina reflected on everything she had experienced. She understood that success was not just about solving problems, but also about helping others, staying humble, and continuing to learn. Mina's extraordinary talent had been recognized by the world, but her greatest achievement was the knowledge that she could make a difference. The girl who once quietly solved puzzles in her kitchen had now inspired countless people to believe in the power of intelligence, determination, and kindness. After the workshop, Mina returned home feeling inspired. She loved learning new things and meeting other young minds, but she also knew that her journey had just begun. Solving the $100 million problem had taught her that thinking carefully and staying determined could achieve incredible results. One morning, while helping her mother clean a large office building, Mina noticed a notice on the manager's desk. It read, "Urgent. Company facing logistical challenges affecting hundreds of deliveries daily." Mina read it quietly and felt a spark of excitement. This was a different kind of problem, one that required planning, organization, and creativity. "Mina, this looks complicated," her mother said, noticing her daughter's interest. "Are you sure you want to try?" Mina smiled. "Yes, Mama. I want to see if I can help again." That evening, Mina sat at her small table, spreading out her notebooks and pens. She began by understanding the deliveries. Packages were getting lost or delayed, and some customers were unhappy. Adults had tried to improve the system with new software and extra workers, but the problem persisted. Mina thought carefully. She asked herself simple questions. Where do most delays happen? What can be done to prevent mistakes? How can the process be faster and easier for everyone? Mina drew a detailed map of the delivery routes, warehouses, and schedules. She noticed patterns that others had missed. Certain routes were always slower, and some warehouses were organized in a confusing way. She realized that small changes could make a big difference. For several days, Mina worked quietly. She created charts showing which routes needed adjustment, which warehouses required better organization, and which steps could be simplified. She even designed a simple checklist for workers to follow, ensuring that no packages were misplaced. Her mind worked like a machine, analyzing, testing, and improving every part of the process. When she felt ready, Mina asked her mother to help her contact the manager. Lila called and explained that Mina had an idea to improve the deliveries. The manager was surprised but agreed to meet her. At the office, Mina calmly presented her plan. She explained the new routes, the warehouse organization, and the checklist. The manager listened closely, asking questions. Mina answered each one clearly, showing exactly how her plan would work in practice. Her simple, logical approach impressed everyone in the room. The manager decided to implement her solution on a small scale first. Mina watched carefully as workers followed her instructions. Packages moved more efficiently, fewer mistakes happened, and the system ran smoothly. The manager could hardly believe the results. "This is amazing," he said. "I never expected a young girl to design a system that works so well." "Mina, you are incredible," Mina smiled politely. "I just tried to see the problem clearly and think step by step. Anyone can do this if they focus and care about the details." Word of Mina's success spread quickly again. Employees praised her, and the manager reported the improvements to higher executives. They were amazed by her ability to understand complex systems and create practical solutions. At home, Lila hugged her daughter proudly. "Mina, you have helped so many people again." "I'm proud of you every day," Mina smiled. "Mama, this feels good, but I want to keep learning. There are always more problems to solve, and I want to do my best." That night, Mina thought about the challenges she had faced and the lessons she had learned. She realized that intelligence alone was not enough. Patience, careful observation, and determination were just as important. Solving problems meant understanding them completely, and then taking small, thoughtful steps to fix them. As Mina went to bed, she felt a sense of excitement for the future. She had already made a difference in 2 major situations, but she knew there were countless other challenges waiting. She was ready to face them, armed with her sharp mind, kind heart, and strong determination. The extraordinary girl who had started with simple puzzles at her kitchen table had now solved company problems that adults could not. Her journey was continuing, and each new challenge taught her more about the power of thinking clearly, helping others, and believing in herself. Mina closed her eyes, dreaming about the next problem she could solve and the people she could help. She knew that with focus, care, and determination, she could achieve anything she set her mind to. After successfully improving the delivery system, Mina's reputation grew. People in her neighborhood, her school, and even some local businesses knew of her extraordinary talent. Invitations to help with new problems started arriving, and Mina eagerly accepted each one, excited to learn and contribute. One day, Lila received a call from a large local company. They were facing a major issue with their inventory management. Too many items were misplaced. Some were overstocked and others ran out unexpectedly. They had tried various solutions, but nothing worked. They had heard about Mina and asked if she could help. Mina felt excited but cautious. "Mama, this seems bigger than the previous problems, but I want to try," she said. Lila smiled, proud of her daughter's courage. When Mina arrived at the company, she immediately began observing the system. Shelves were crowded with boxes. Workers moved quickly but sometimes misplaced items, and computer records did not match what was physically on the shelves. Mina noticed that small errors were adding up, creating confusion across the entire system. She began analyzing the workflow. Workers moved items from one area to another without clear instructions, and the computer system was not updated properly. Mina thought carefully. She realized that this problem was more complex than the previous ones, because it involved many people, machines, and a fast-paced environment. Mina suggested starting small. She created a simple plan to organize the shelves, label items clearly, and create a step-by-step procedure for updating the computer system. Workers followed her instructions at first, and things seemed to improve. However, after a few days, an unexpected obstacle appeared. Some employees were not following the new system consistently. They were used to their old routines, and small mistakes began to return. Mina felt frustrated but stayed calm. She knew that solving a problem sometimes required more than just a good idea. It required teamwork and patience. Mina called a meeting with the workers. She explained her plan again, emphasizing why each step mattered and how it would make their jobs easier. She listened carefully to their concerns. Some workers said the new method took more time, while others were confused by the computer updates. Mina thought quickly and made small adjustments to simplify the process without losing accuracy. She also encouraged teamwork. "If everyone follows the steps together, the system will work better for all of us," she explained. Slowly, the workers began to cooperate and errors decreased once more. Mina realized that solving problems was not only about finding solutions, but also about helping others understand and follow them. As the days passed, the system improved steadily. Mina monitored progress, made minor adjustments, and taught employees how to double-check their work. She also created a simple chart for managers to track performance, helping them see the improvements clearly. Mr. Benson, who had been informed about Mina's new project, visited the company to see her work. He watched the system closely, amazed at how quickly it had improved under Mina's guidance. "Mina, this is impressive," he said. "You not only solved the problem but also taught people how to work better together." "That is true leadership." Mina felt proud but humble. She knew she had learned an important lesson. Even the best ideas could face obstacles if people did not understand or follow them. Patience, clear communication, and teamwork were just as important as intelligence. When she returned home that evening, Lila hugged her tightly. "Mina, you handled this challenge beautifully. You stayed calm, worked hard, and helped others. I am so proud of you." Mina smiled, thinking about the day. She understood that obstacles were not failures. They were opportunities to learn, improve, and find better ways to solve problems. Her confidence grew, and she felt ready for even bigger challenges in the future. The extraordinary girl who had once solved puzzles quietly at her kitchen table had now learned the value of patience, teamwork, and perseverance. Mina knew that her journey was far from over, and that each challenge would make her stronger, wiser, and even more capable of helping others. As Mina went to bed that night, she thought about the future with excitement. She had faced her first real obstacle and she had overcome it. Her journey was teaching her not only to solve problems but also to inspire and guide others along the way. After successfully improving the inventory system, Mina's reputation grew even more. She was no longer just the girl who solved the $100 million problem. She was a problem solver people trusted. One morning, Lila received a call from a city education department. They had been struggling with organizing school schedules for hundreds of students and teachers. Classes were overlapping, rooms were double booked, and teachers were stressed. They wanted Mina's help to create a system that would work efficiently for everyone. Mina felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. This challenge was different. It affected hundreds of students, teachers, and schools, and mistakes could create confusion for many people. "Mama, this is big," Mina said quietly, her eyes sparkling. "But I think I can do it if I stay focused." Her mother smiled. "I know you can, Mina. Just remember to take it one step at a time." Mina began by collecting all the necessary information. She asked for student numbers, teacher schedules, classroom availability, and extracurricular activities. She studied every detail carefully, writing notes and drawing charts on her large notebook. She observed patterns and looked for conflicts in the current schedule. Soon she realized the main problem. Many schedules overlapped because no one had considered all the requirements together. For several days, Mina worked tirelessly. She divided the problem into smaller parts, creating a simple system to organize classes, teachers, and classrooms efficiently. She used color-coded charts to track schedules and highlighted areas that needed adjustments. She also made sure to include breaks, lunchtime, and special activities for students. When Mina felt ready, she met with the city education officials. She explained her plan clearly, step by step, using her charts and notes. The officials listened carefully, impressed by how a young girl could understand such a complicated problem. "Mina, this is incredible," one of them said. "We have struggled with this for months, and you have a solution that is simple and effective." The officials decided to test Mina's system in a few schools first. Mina observed the trial closely, checking every schedule and making small adjustments when needed. Students were happier because classes were no longer overlapping, and teachers were less stressed because they had clear instructions. The system worked smoothly and mistakes were nearly eliminated. However, an unexpected challenge appeared. Some teachers were used to the old schedules and found it difficult to adjust. Mina noticed this and knew she had to be patient and supportive. She held a short meeting with the teachers, explaining the benefits of the new system and showing how it made their work easier. She listened to their concerns and made minor adjustments to help them adapt. Slowly, the teachers began to follow the system correctly. After a week of testing, the officials implemented Mina's solution across all schools in the city. The result was remarkable. Classes ran on time, teachers were organized, and students had a more balanced day. Everyone praised Mina's solution. Even Mr. Benson called to congratulate her, saying, "Mina, your ability to solve complex problems continues to amaze me. You are not only intelligent but also thoughtful and patient." Mina smiled quietly. She felt proud, not because of the praise, but because she had made a real difference in the lives of so many people. She realized that her intelligence was valuable, but her kindness, patience, and ability to communicate were just as important. That evening, Mina returned home with Lila. Sitting at their small kitchen table, she reflected on the experience. She understood that big challenges could be solved with careful planning, observation, and teamwork. Each problem she faced taught her more about thinking clearly and helping others. Mina's extraordinary journey had reached a new level. She had solved complex problems that affected entire companies and now entire schools. Her confidence grew, and she felt ready for anything that might come next. As Mina went to bed that night, she thought about the future. She knew that many challenges awaited her, but she also knew that with focus, patience, and determination, she could face any problem. The girl who had once quietly solved puzzles at her kitchen table had become a young leader, inspiring others with her intelligence, creativity, and heart. After successfully organizing the school schedules, Mina's reputation grew beyond her city. People admired not only her intelligence but also her patience, kindness, and ability to solve difficult problems. Her story inspired many young students to believe in themselves, and her mother, Lila, felt proud every day. Even with all the attention, Mina stayed the same. She continued her daily routines, helping her mother, reading books, solving puzzles, and thinking about new ways to help people. Mina understood that real success was not about fame, but about making a positive difference in the lives of others. One morning, Mr. Benson called Mina. "I have another challenge for you," he said. "Our company wants to expand and improve several departments, and we need fresh ideas. I believe you can help." Mina felt excited. She knew the task would be bigger than any she had faced before, but she also knew she had learned important lessons from previous challenges. Over the next few weeks, Mina carefully studied the company's needs. She observed processes, collected information, and created charts to identify areas for improvement. She looked at every detail, imagining how small changes could make a big difference. Mina also considered the people working in the company, understanding that solutions needed to be practical and easy for everyone to follow. When she presented her plan, adults were impressed. She had designed a system that improved efficiency, reduced mistakes, and allowed employees to work more comfortably. Her solution was simple, clear, and highly effective. Mr. Benson praised her, saying, "Mina, your ideas have not only solved problems, but also made the company stronger and happier." Despite her success, Mina remained humble. She credited teamwork, patience, and careful observation as the true keys to solving any problem. She continued to encourage others to think creatively, listen carefully, and take small steps toward improvement. As time passed, Mina's work reached even further. Other companies, schools, and organizations began seeking her guidance. Mina gladly accepted, seeing each challenge as an opportunity to learn and help. She never stopped exploring new ideas, asking questions, and finding solutions. Her intelligence, combined with her kind heart, made her an extraordinary problem solver. Lila watched her daughter with pride and wonder. She remembered the small girl who once quietly solved puzzles at the kitchen table, and she realized how far Mina had come. Lila often reminded Mina, "No matter how famous you become, always stay true to yourself and keep helping others." Mina nodded, understanding the importance of humility and kindness alongside intelligence. Mina also inspired other children. Schools invited her to give talks about problem solving, and students listened with excitement. She encouraged them to observe carefully, think clearly, and never give up. Her message was simple. Anyone can make a difference if they try their best and care about others. Years passed and Mina continued to grow. Her journey showed that intelligence alone was not enough. It needed patience, creativity, communication, and compassion. She had faced challenges of every kind, from small puzzles to complex systems affecting hundreds of people, and each experience taught her something valuable. At home, Mina still spent quiet evenings with her mother. They would sit together, talking about ideas, reading, or planning new ways to help people. Mina knew that her journey was ongoing, and she looked forward to every opportunity to learn and contribute. One evening, As Mina reviewed her notes from past projects, she realized how much she had achieved. From solving a $100 million company problem to improving schools and helping organizations run smoothly, her efforts had made a real difference in many lives. She felt proud but calm, knowing that true success was measured not by recognition, but by the positive impact she created. The extraordinary girl who had once quietly worked on puzzles at her kitchen table had now become a source of inspiration, a problem solver and a young leader. Mina's journey proved that intelligence combined with determination, patience, and a kind heart could change the world. As she closed her notebook and looked at the stars through the window, Mina smiled. She knew that new challenges awaited and she was ready. With curiosity, courage, and care, she would continue to solve problems, help others, and inspire the next generation. Mina's story was not just about solving problems, it was about the power of thinking clearly, staying kind, and believing in oneself. Her journey had begun in a small kitchen, but its impact reached far beyond, touching countless lives and leaving a lasting legacy of intelligence, determination, and heart.